Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Claire. Welcome to another speed build in The Sims 4. If you're new here, which you probably are, please consider subscribing to my channel. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you think of today's build, and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. With all that being said, let's get into today's build. So today I'm building a big family home in the world of Brindleton Bay. It's on the lot Domus Familiaris, I think it's called. I'm probably completely butchering that name, but the name is in the top left hand corner if you do want to download this house and put it in the same place as I have it. It's built on a 30 by 30 lot and it ended up costing 146,000 simoleons. I'll leave all that information in the description on this build as well. I've just realised that I haven't been doing that, so going forward I'll put all that information in the description as well if you do want to know anything like that. I probably could have done with putting this house on a bigger lot, but what I might end up doing is when cottage living is released, I might actually put this house on a bigger lot and give the family a bit of farmland. I think that would be really cute. I'm just really excited to have the pack. I'd imagine though when I get the pack first, I'll probably be building new houses first, but yeah, if I do move a family in here, I'll probably move this onto a bigger lot so that I can do more landscaping. The outside of the home itself, it more looks like your typical suburban family home, but it probably would work well as a farmhouse as well. I ended up having 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms in this house. One of the bedrooms being a nursery that you could obviously just switch over if you wanted to have another child, or maybe the grandparents living in this house. That'd be a nice idea as well. And then one of the bathrooms, downstairs bathroom, it just has a toilet and a sink in it, but there is a big family bathroom upstairs and then an ensuite for the parents as well. And I put a little balcony in this house. I don't normally do that and I don't know why, because it does end up looking really cute. It's a nice little seating area to sit in the evenings or that. For the front garden, I wanted to keep the landscaping in this build super simple. So it is just the same couple of plants from the debug menu. I just wanted it to look nice and neat. And I tried to cut out as much of the landscaping as possible just so it wasn't super boring and repetitive. And this video is going to end up being quite long anyway, just because of the amount of rooms and the size of the house. It is actually quite a big house considering that it's on a 30 by 30 lot. It's quite a small lot. Let me know for future videos if you'd prefer to see all of the landscaping left in. I actually do quite enjoy watching landscaping in other people's videos, but I understand that other people might more so enjoy the interior decorating in the houses. This item, I'm not actually sure what this item is. It's just from the debug menu, but I thought it looked nice as it's a planter box just to break up the front garden a little bit so it didn't look too plain. And then I think I just fix up the garage and put a car into the front garden. There's not too much else going on in the front garden. The garage itself on the inside, I just put in I think the same items as everyone else puts in, just some fitness equipment and shelves and stuff like that. I wanted to keep it as realistic as possible and kind of look like there is still space for the car to fit in as well. So I think for this now, there's just a small bit more landscaping and that'll be it for the front of the house. I do love how it came out. It looks super simple and nice, and I'm just going to work on the balcony now, I think. So just putting some seats in there from the Dream Home Decorator pack. I'm still loving using all the items from the Dream Home Decorator pack. I think you can kind of find something from that pack to suit every build. And then I think we're just going to move on to the back garden now in a second. I actually remembered in this build to put the mailbox and the bin in before I finish the build. Normally I'll go in to do the screenshots or I'll start playing The Sims and then I'll realise I haven't put them in, so big improvement there remembering. The table that you can see me putting in there now, I actually ended up deleting because when I play tested the house, it looked kind of weird, and if I moved in a little bit then Sims couldn't get in to sit down, so I just got rid of it. I thought it looked better with just the seat sitting there. And then we just have a little barbecue area, and I do end up putting a swimming pool in here as well. When I have a goal house that Sims are working towards, I like to have a swimming pool so that they won't have to leave the lot, just to save you going through the loading screen. So there is a small pool in here. I just put it off to the corner here so that we'd have plenty of space to put other items in, even though it's a small enough back garden. the lights in this pool, I don't know what was wrong with me this day. I just couldn't get them even. It took a really long time. I edited it out, but I don't know what happened. This is just another area for landscaping as well that I've put in, and I just went with plain concrete to match the front of the house as well. So what I wanted to do with this back garden is the left hand side it more looks like it's for the adults with loads of seating areas, and I put in a picnic table, and there is a little toddler pool, but the right hand side of the back garden is more for the kids. I put in the new tent that we got with Dream Home Decorator and some other play items. I think the monkey bars as well for the kids to play on, maybe while the adults are enjoying their food on the left hand side of the back garden. You'll see me landscaping now in a couple of minutes. The landscaping on the left hand side of the house I actually ended up having to change. I extended one of the rooms, so I did change it up in this video and do the landscaping before the floor plan and the inside of the house, which I shouldn't have done, because anytime you do that it seems you end up having to extend a room and you have to fix your landscaping. You'll see me dragging that room out, but I do go back and fix the landscaping before I uploaded the build to the gallery, so that'll be all fixed if you do download this house and you want to play with it. I just put a few more plants in on this right hand side of the back garden now, and that's about it. Like I said, super simple, but there is plenty to do in the back garden for families, and there is plenty of activities on the inside of the house. I really tried to pack in as much as possible so that your Sims would have lots to do, especially for family gameplay. I'm just working on the floor plan now. This floor plan took a really long time. Some of the rooms are a bit oddly shaped, but I just worked around it. I think it worked out well anyway, and I left out the wallpaper and the flooring because that took ages as well, and there was no, you'll see it as we're going along in the build anyway, so I just cut that out to make the video that little bit shorter. You'll see I put a home office downstairs in the house as well, so if you really wanted to, you could change that into an extra bedroom if you didn't want any of the children to share a bedroom, so that might be an idea. And right now I'm just working on the hallway. I just tried to make it look like maybe the kids come in here and they drop their stuff wherever, so just school bags and sporting items and stuff like that. And I did use plenty of items from, I'd say, Parenthood Seasons and Cats and Dogs is what I mostly use in this, and I used some Dream Home Decorator as well, but I didn't limit the packs that I was using like I do in some builds. Because the house is so big, I just wanted to use everything that I had so that I could really fill up the space and pack in as much as possible. I'm just starting to work on the living room now. I'm really happy with how this living room came out. I know this room is a little bit oddly shaped, and for the coffee table I did actually really want to use the bigger square coffee table that you get with Parenthood, but when I went to play test the house they couldn't actually light the fire with the size of that table, so I had to change it, but I think it still looks good anyway. And then I wanted to just, this room, there's not too many activities in here. I more just wanted to fill up the space without it looking too cluttered. So I wanted one of the parents I was thinking could be really creative and into art and knitting and stuff like that. So that's what this corner is. Maybe one of the parents or even a grandparent sits over in the corner and does their knitting in the evening time while everyone's watching TV, or I just thought that would be a really nice idea. And now I am just cluttering up some of the areas so that it doesn't look so empty, and I think I put a bookshelf in here as well, and that's about it then for the living room. Just filling out the space a little bit more with plants. I absolutely love putting lots of plants on my builds. You probably noticed if you've watched any of the rest of my builds. I'm just starting to work on the kitchen and the dining area now. I did want to close off the kitchen from the dining area, but just where the playroom was off to the left there, it just looked really awkward with the door, so I left it open and just put some tiles down on the floor instead. I used counters from, I think they're Parenthood counters up top, and then counters from the Dream Home Decorator at the bottom. I think they work really well together. It looks really nice. And then I'm just cluttering up some shelves. If you do see anything floating or anything in the builds when I'm placing them, they will be fixed if you download this house from the gallery. I went back in and fixed everything afterwards. So if you notice anything floating slightly, then it will be fixed afterwards, and you'll see in the screenshots that everything is level with the shelves themselves. So the kitchen, it is really open plan. Like, like I said, because it just looked a little bit awkward to have this walled off away from the dining area, but I'm still really happy with how it came out. And I thought maybe with the playroom off to the left, maybe the parent could put the kids into the playroom while they're cooking the dinner and stuff like that. So yeah, the kitchen, this is definitely the biggest room in the house, the kitchen and dining area. Just with the living room being so small, I thought it'd be nice for them to have a big open area so they could all sit and have dinner together. And yeah, I used plenty of items from Dream Home Decorate as well. I'm only realising that as I watch back the build now. I thought it was mostly Seasons and Cats and Dogs, but I did use a lot of Dream Home Decorator as well. And there's plenty of items for pets as well in this house. You could have a cat and a dog. There's food bowls and pet beds, and there's a litter tray as well in the downstairs bathroom. And for the rest of the kitchen then, I think it's more just decorative items and items for the pets, and that'll be about it then. I've never actually noticed that pack of dog food before. I thought that looked really nice just sitting on the shelf, like it's there beside the food bowls ready to go. And then I'm just going to put in the little pet beds here as well. So you could have a cat and a dog here, 2 dogs or 2 cats. But I thought with it being in Brindleton Bay, we definitely had to have some animal care items in this house. And this is just the downstairs bathroom. This is really simple. It's just the toilet and the sink. And I put a litter tray in as well if you did want to have a cat in the family as well. Now I'm moving on to the downstairs office. This room I imagine being for a parent that maybe is a painter or they do something creative, so I just put in an easel, and then there's some paintings around as well, like they've put them up, so maybe one of the parents is an artist. I didn't think about it too much, but I thought this would be a cute idea. But this room, you could definitely turn this into a bedroom if you needed more space or you didn't want any of the kids to share a bedroom. So yeah, that's about it for this room, and then we're moving on to the playroom now. I just tried to fit in as many items as possible. The house is all play tested, so all of these items work, even though some of them look really close together. They do work. I had a big family move into this house and play test absolutely everything, so it does, everything works perfectly if you download the house, and anything that I do change, I'll mention it as I'm going along in the build. But yeah, I thought this was a really cute idea. I don't normally do this either with playrooms. I normally end up just having to put maybe 1 or 2 big items that kids can play with in a build, just because there's no space really to put them anywhere else. Now I'm moving on to the garage. I just put in the candle making station. That's another big item that you can't really fit in anywhere in builds normally. So I thought it'd be a good idea to just have it in the garage in this build, and a treadmill, and I put another easel in here as well just to fill up the space a little bit. I just wanted to keep this as realistic as possible and just look like a real garage. Now I'm working on the upstairs of the house. I'm just working on the hallway. I don't know about anyone else, but one of my least favourite areas to work on in a house is the hallway, because you're just trying to kind of fill up the space, and I don't know, it can just be boring. It's like working on bathrooms. They're all kind of the same. You put the same few items in. So maybe I just need to get some extra inspiration for the hallways and houses. But I just went around putting in some tables and lamps and stuff like that. And another little seating area as well. I don't know who just sit in the middle of their hallway upstairs, but I thought it looked really nice in this area, just with the little mirror and then some plants and a magazine rack. This bedroom that I'm working on at the moment, this is a bedroom I imagined for 2 sons in the family. One of them really into science and the other one into sports. So I used this divider to section off the room and just decorated then according to the kids' personality. So on the right hand side is the child that's really into sport, and then left hand side is really into science. So you'll see that as I'm decorating. Hopefully that comes across in the build as well. So I thought the child that loves sports would like to have a TV, maybe to watch sports games on the TV. And this room, it looked really big when I was starting to build with it, but as I went along then the space filled up really quickly when I was decorating it for 2 Sims with 2 completely different personalities. So I think I was able to fill up the space well. I know with bedrooms normally I prefer to have less space than more, just because it's easier to make it look fully decorated and not too empty. So we have a a bookcase and a dresser, and then I put in I can't remember what the item is called. I think it's an experiment table, or I can't 100% remember what it's called, but you'll see me placing it now in a second anyway. There it is. And then this side, then I didn't put too much else in here. I just gave them a desk and a computer under their bunk bed. Just I imagine a sim that's really into science would really like gaming and programming, so they have their own little computer space, and it'll be good then for the kids to have their own computer. I find computers way more useful than TVs for building fun, so I try to put as many as I can in builds anyway. And then when I'm cluttering up counters or tables in this build, you notice that I've cut most of it out. You'll still see the items that I'm placing, but I just didn't see any point in leaving in me just dragging items from the debug menu and moving them back and forward in the desk 100 times until I'm completely happy with them. So like this part here, you can see when I'm placing, but I just edited out, moving it around a lot, so just kind of showed you what I placed there. Now I'm starting to work on the adults bedroom. For the adults bedroom, I wanted it to just look really clean and simple, so they just have a nice space to go to in the evenings that's very relaxing, and they do get their own little seating area and everything to sit in this room, but it's not too decorated or cluttered. It's just a really simple kind of typical bedroom. It kind of matches the rest of the house, and because I'd imagine that the parents themselves would decorate the rest of the house, then I kind of like to make that match, and then match the children's rooms more with their personality and what they're into and their hobbies and skills and stuff like that. So just putting in a bookcase now, and then we'll start working on the other side of the room. This is the little seating area that I gave them, so they have their own space to sit into, maybe away from the kids, so they can get some quiet time, and they have a TV and stuff. So I thought this was a nice little thing to include in a bedroom. And again, this isn't something that I normally do, but I might start doing this going forward. It is a nice idea to have a seating area. Maybe it's just because I've never had a seating area in a bedroom. I haven't thought to do it, or had a couch in a bedroom. It is a little bit strange, but it does end up looking really nice, I think. And I did use a lot of the items again from the Dream Home Decorator pack in this bedroom. I just thought it really suited the bedroom itself, and I absolutely love this blue colour. I do this a lot in bedrooms, I think, because it just looks really nice and relaxing in bedrooms. So over here now, I'm just going to put a dresser and a TV and some decorative items around, and then there's not too much else going on. This was another room that was kind of oddly shaped. It's just the way the floor plan worked out in this house. Some of the rooms were just a bit strange, but they worked out fine anyway. I did think for a while I was going to have to switch everything around, but it ended up working in the end, so I'm really happy with that I didn't have to change the floor plan again, because like I said at the start of the video, this house, it definitely took a while, but I'm really happy with it, and I'm so excited to play with it. Now I'm just starting to work on the ensuite for the parents' bedroom. I wanted this to be a really relaxing space for them as well, so I gave them one of those corner jacuzzi bathtubs. You could obviously just switch this out for a shower for convenience sake, because I know it's a lot quicker, but I just thought it was a nice idea for them to have this to come to in the evenings as well. And then for this room then, I just placed a toilet and some more decorative items, and that's about it for this room. Just kept it nice and simple, and we'll be moving on to the nursery then soon. So now I'm just starting to work on the nursery. I know it's not 100% necessary to have nurseries in The Sims 4. You can basically just throw a crib anywhere in the house and call it a day. But I did want to have the nursery in this house anyway, because it is a big family home, and I think it suited it really well. And then once the baby has aged up, then you could just turn this into a toddler room, or from the get-go, if you download this house, you could just change this into an extra child's bedroom, or make it a room for the grandparents. That might be a good idea as well. But yeah, for this room then, I just tried to fill out the space as much as possible with some more decorative items, and I put the rocking chair in as well. Hopefully with future updates there'll be more for us to add for babies or even toddler gameplay in the game. I can see with cottage living, it looks like we're getting more gameplay for children in it anyway, just with them being able to get involved in the cooking skill, which I'm really excited about. So at least there'll be more for children to do, but I feel like we do have plenty for children to do in the game anyway. Now I'm just starting to finish this up, so just putting in the rocking chair, and then I'll put a rug down. and then we're going to move on to the family bathroom. The bathrooms more so I could in future actually just shorten them down or just leave one of them in, because they do all kind of look the same, don't they, in every build. So this is the big bathroom that I'm working on now. I put in the shower and tub combo because if you're gonna have pets in here, maybe you could wash them in this room. We probably could have done with having a bathtub downstairs in this house. Just with pets, it's sometimes easier to have them on the ground floor, but I just didn't have the space to do it, and this is what we ended up with. But it's still not too big of a deal to have to carry them upstairs anyway. For this room then, I wanted to make it look a little bit cluttered, and like the kids and teenagers, like they do, were just kind of leaving stuff lying around and stuff in here, and some kids items as well. So there's a toddler potty in here as well. And next we're just going to be moving on to probably my favorite room in the whole house. It's a bedroom that I imagined for a teenage girl that's really into fashion and clothes, and it could even be a college student that you have living at home, because I gave them a little area to study and everything like that. I really hope that you like it as much as I do. We are just coming up to the end of this video now, so I'm going to end the voiceover here. My EA ID is in the description box below if you do want to download this house for your own game, and I'll have plenty of screenshots coming up in the next minute or two, so I hope you enjoy them as well. If you like this video, please give it a like and leave a comment, let me know what you think, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more videos like this one. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!